Hey everyone, how are you doing today? So today is day 17 of the video challenge, and today I don't necessarily have a topic. I just kind of want to be raw and real and just let you know how I'm feeling today. I'm actually feeling really shitty. I have a pretty low mood. I'm feeling a bit irritable and just overwhelmed by my life, to be honest. And I just want to talk about that because, a lot of my videos have been talking about, how we work through these kinds of things. But the reality is we work through these things on a daily basis, and there are days where we're down and feeling overwhelmed, and that's okay. And so I woke up this morning feeling incredibly overwhelmed by my to-do list, feeling an insurmountable amount of guilt, and just feeling really low vibration. And part of that started yesterday. And when I reflect, what changed? Why do I feel this way? It's, a couple of things. I've dropped the ball on my, kind of my morning routine. I haven't been, saying my affirmations or doing my daily gratitudes, which has really kind of put me in a lower vibration. I've also, yesterday I had a conversation with a colleague and they didn't agree with me, which is okay. And not that I did anything good or bad, but I realized how strongly my false advertising in my brain still is about my worth in my profession. And that I really need to break that, in that I really feel that I give physicians a lot of respect and praise. I think they deserve it. They've worked hard for where they're at, and they make a lot of sacrifices in their life. I am intimidated by them. And so I feel that as a nurse practitioner, I'm less worthy of that respect. And so I feel like I have to work twice as hard to, essentially do the same job and feel worthy. And so I don't necessarily trust my decisions, even though I'm really good at what I do. So that really kind of really sideswiped me yesterday to realize how significantly present that is still in my mind, and that I really need to squash that. And I'm not saying this because physicians make me feel this way. That's not it. They don't. This is my internal dialogue to myself. And so then I was, unfortunately, my mindset just started ruminating over this conversation, and rehashing it and thinking it and self-blaming and feeling guilty and going into that that shame, guilt, self-discipline, cycle, which really threw me off for the rest of the day. And I ended up having a few other comments that I took really significantly personally, which, they were really innocent from the people that were saying it, but they really hurt. So unfortunately, I didn't really deal with that yesterday. And so when I woke up this morning, I was kind of feeling really shitty, and I'm still feeling crappy, just overwhelmed by my to-do list. And so, I reached out for help from my mentor, to help me guide me through this so that I can recover, so that I can get on to doing the things that I need to do. And the biggest thing that I need to do right now is really work on my life's purpose, which is starting my business. And I'm feeling guilty and afraid of stepping into that. And so when I reached out to her, she asked me, where, and I've said this in my other videos, where are my feelings in my body? And I identified that I was feeling, a lot of sadness and heaviness in my heart, and I was having an upset stomach. And she helped me realize that when we feel it in our hearts, it's really speaking to our feelings of guilt, and when we feel it in our stomach, it's very much about fear and not honoring our life purpose. And that got me to think, I think many of us as wives and as career women, we feel like our lives are kind of hanging on by a string. And I do feel that way. I feel like I have multiple balls that I'm juggling all the time, because I am a control freak. That makes me feel safe. And part of that I come by honestly because I'm a very independent person. And that level of perfection serves me well in a lot of aspects of my life, in that I have been blessed with the ability to look at situations and challenges and be able to just find solutions and figure it out. And I do that really quite confidently. And so that strength carries over in my personal life, and I just get it done, right? The cleaning, the cooking, and the groceries, and the kids, and all of that. I just do it. I take that on. But I'm not good at asking for help, and I have very high expectations that I'm supposed to be able to manage my career and my home life and my parenting and be perfect at it, which is unrealistic, right? And most days I'm able to see that as unrealistic, and today and yesterday I'm not. I'm having a hard time, and that's because I'm at a low vibration, not feeling grounded. But my realization today is really about that. In order for us to launch forward, and this is a big aha moment for me, is that I can't add anything more to my plate. My plate is full. And so if I really want to focus on my business and focus on, really seeing this into fruition, which I really want with my whole entire being, I have to give something up. I have to let go of control. And that's really hard for me. And so that's my realization today, is that, what can we give up? What can we let go of? And for me, I actually reached out to get somebody to clean my house, because having a clean house is really important to me. And I know that probably sounds crazy, but I really feel like my life is in control and my house is clean. And so I'm giving that up, because that's 3 hours of my week that I could spend on my business, and actualizing it. Because right now I just don't feel like I can, because I'm trying to prioritize self-care, and I'm doing a lot of homework about my self-evolution and learning about myself, but also maintaining my home life and a quite demanding work life. So in videos before, I've talked about, how important our mindsets are, how important it is to be grounded, how important it is to keep our vibrations up through good, having gratitude and affirmations, and really staying grounded, because then we're in the present. And, yesterday I talked a lot about trust, and it's about trusting our unfolding paths and trusting our intuition. And my intuition said to me today, and I was fighting it, was that, you need rest. And I feel like I've been resting a lot this last few weeks, and so I feel guilty about that. And the other thing that my mentor said is, this to-do list, Shasta, I want you to write it down on paper. And then a couple of videos ago, I talked to you about how important journaling is when we're kind of reviewing our hot thoughts, and how when we take that out of our mind, we give it less power. And it's funny, because that's exactly what my mentor, Brittany, was telling me, is to write down my to-do list and write down the times in which I'm going to do it. Look at the things that I can give up that are not that important for today, and, power through on the things that I need to get done. And, as I started to write things down, the to-do list doesn't seem as overwhelming. So this is really, this video today is about practicing what you preach. And sometimes I'm really good about giving advice and not necessarily taking it. And so I'm being raw and real, is that, I'm perfectly imperfect, and I'm trying to embrace that. And today's been a hard day. But I'm focusing on being so grateful, because I'm incredibly privileged. And I recognize that privilege, because I am educated, because I have an amazing career with a great income, because I have a really supportive husband and a beautiful daughter, and I am surrounded by people that love me. And I don't have many struggles in my life. And so I am grateful. And so I realize my privilege that many women in this world don't have. And so I always like to reflect on that because that keeps me grounded. And so have an amazing day, ladies. I hope that you are in high vibration and that you're doing well. And, what are the things that overwhelm you, and what are the things that you can give up? Give up control. And I find when I'm more stressed, that control freak in me comes out even more, and I micromanage more. And so I'm sure a lot of you can really understand or relate to what I'm saying. So have a fantastic day. I will talk to you. Actually, I'm going to take the weekend off, so I will talk to you on Monday. So Saturday and Sunday, no videos, but I will be back in full force on Monday. So have a great weekend. I'm just out in the forest here along the river because it's one of my favorite places. And I am being grateful, and I'm grounding. So anyways, have a great day. Bye.